Hey, welcome back. We're continuing on with Lesson 2, Configuring and Testing the Linux Based Firewall. We left off at step 28. We're going to be adding a new rule, but for HTTP. And to do that, we're going to start by clicking on the Add a New Port Forwarding. Again, we're selecting the uplink main IP 216.1.1. But this time for the incoming service, we're going to look for the HTTP service option. It's going to auto-populate the 80 port incoming port. Here we're going to type in the insert IP 192.168.1.100, tab over to the port range field and type in 80, and then we're going to select create a rule. That brings us down to step 31. We're doing another port forwarding rule, but this time we're going to do it for SMTP. So you're going to repeat those steps again. Add new rule, IP 216. This time we're selecting the SMTP incoming service port. It should auto-populate the 25 incoming port number. We're going to type in that IP address 192.168. Oops, make sure I type in the 8.1.100. Tab over and enter in that port range of 25. And then select create rule. The next port forwarding rule we're going to enter in this time is for POP3. We're going to go through those steps again. I'm probably going to go through a little faster since this is pretty repetitive. Selecting the uplink main. This time I'm looking for the POP3, not over SSL, but just POP3 by itself. Checking, making sure the incoming port is 110. I'm going to type in that IP address of 192.168.1.100. Tab over and type in that port number range, which is 110, and then select create rule. We should now be at step 37, where it says review all 5 of the listed rules and then click the apply button. So we're going to just double check and make sure we entered everything in. We have service ports 21, 23, 80, 25, and 110. All this is going to translate to 192.168.1.100. That should look all the same, with the port addresses matching the service port addresses. And that looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and select the apply button. And now we got our congratulations. The rules have been applied successfully. And now we're going to double check and make sure this works. So from the Windows 7 external machine, we're going to type the following command to scan the firewall for open ports. But first we got to get to the Windows 7 external machine. Now I'm going to do that through the topology. And I'm going to select the Windows 7 external. We still have that CMD window open from our last lab. And in here, we're just going to type in nmap space 216.1.1.1 and hit enter. And this should now list all the ports that we had created and showing that they're open. This will take a while to upload. Well, I shouldn't say upload, but to display. And there we go. We have port 21 for FTP, 23 for Telnet, 25 for SMTP, 80 for HTTP, and 110 for POP3. So in conclusion, in order for external users on the WAN internet to use services on a machine on the internal network, the firewall must be configured to allow requests to be redirected to an internal machine. Ports can be opened and closed by using the port forwarding destination NAT rule within the Linux-based EDN community firewall. Let's go over a few discussion questions. So question 1, within the EDN community firewall, where is redirection configured? I think if I recall, when we were configuring it, I believe it was in the red interface, the untrusted internet connection WAN window. Now for what ports do SMTP and POP3 utilize? Well, those ports were 25 and 110. What tool can be utilized by an external user to determine if ports are open? Well, if you open up a command prompt, you could use the nmap command to see which ports are open. Do any outbound rules need to be configured on the EDN community firewall? No, you didn't need to set up any outbound rules, just worry about the inbound rules. Well, that concludes our lesson 2. Please come back for our last video as we go over lesson 3, which will be using internal services from an external machine. See you soon.